want to talk a little bit about time management, about budgeting your time in the day and how to get all of the things accomplished that you want to do in the life of a boss babe. A lot of people ask me how I'm able to balance running a large business with a large team and running my own side business, being a mom, being a wife, keeping the house clean, getting the laundry done, and how I'm able to get all that stuff done in one day. The answer to that is I don't always get it all done in one day, and you need to be okay with that. You need to give yourself some grace. So tell yourself that first and foremost. I don't know anybody that gets everything done in one day, but I will say one thing that I've done that has really helped me over the years, and I definitely struggled with balance for a long time, was writing lists. Writing lists, it sounds so basic, but without that list, I would stand in the middle of my living room looking around me and I'm like, where do I go? What do I do? Like, what am I supposed to do with myself right now? When I started working and I started running my own business at home about 5 years ago, I had 2 little ones. And so the goal in my head was get them down for a nap. And if I could get them down for a nap at the same time, I was really winning at life, but that wouldn't always happen. But during nap time was kind of like hustle mode. That's when I would go into hustle mode. How much can I get done during nap time? And I think a lot of moms, and I think a lot of stay-at-home moms especially, can relate to that's their kind of quiet time. But I would get my kids down for their nap and I would plop myself down on the couch and I would just say to myself, I am so overwhelmed right now, I don't even know where to begin. And that's when I started writing down lists. So every night before I go to bed, I'd pull out my phone, and if you're a pen and paper kind of girl, totally fine, you can do that too. But I would pull out my phone, I'd open up the notes section on my iPhone, and I would kind of jot down all of the things that I needed to do tomorrow, the following day. So those need to do items could be things that had a deadline, or I had an appointment, or something that I had to get done the following day. And in another column I would create, and it would be a want to do column. These are things I wanted to get done. So maybe I wanted to work on my business cards, or maybe I wanted to work on a new logo. Maybe I wanted to create a new challenge group. Maybe I wanted to make a video, whatever it was that I didn't have to get done the next day, but I wanted to get done would go into the want to do list. And I think having 2 very clear sections makes it really helpful, because then you're not lumping everything together and trying to pick off this and this off this, and do I need to get this done today or do I not need to get this done today? And sometimes it can get really overwhelming. So I would do this every single night. I would have a need to do and a want to do. And I would schedule my time in blocks of time. And so as a mom that had little ones, you have a lot less time. So maybe I would give myself an hour, and I would say, in this hour, I am going to work on my social media. I'm gonna get on Instagram, I'm gonna make my posts, I'm gonna reply to other people, I'm gonna add to my network. I'm gonna allot this hour for that. Or maybe I was allotting an hour for messages. I need to get into my email. I need to get into my messenger inbox on Facebook. I need to check these things. There's an hour for that. And I would really structure my time so I was giving myself time limits, and I wasn't spending too much on one thing and not enough on the other, but I was allowing myself to look at the list of things I needed to do and making sure I hit those items first in whatever blocks of time my day allowed. So my life's a little bit different now since both of my kids are in school, and I have the hours of 7:45 in the morning when I drop them off until 2:30 when I go leave my house to go pick them up. And that time is basically wanting to get my workout in, making sure that I am touching base with my team, I'm answering all the messages that I'm getting, I'm interacting on social media, and I'm just getting those little check boxes clicked off, right? So I still work with a need to do and want to do list. For example, today on my need to do list was this video, because I've had it on my want to do list for so long that I had to bump it up to my need to do. So I woke up this morning and said, this is getting done. The other things on my want to do is gonna have to wait. This is gonna go first. So you wanna really budget your time and write it all out. Put it out on paper, so when you do get a spare moment, when the kids do go down for a nap, or when you do have a minute after you finish cleaning the house, or you went grocery shopping and now you're home and you have an hour before you need to pick the kids up from school, what do? You could sit there like I used to and be like, I'm so overwhelmed, I'm just gonna plop myself down on the couch and watch some Netflix. It happens. Or you can look down at that note list that you wrote and say, okay, I'm gonna dive into my power hour for the day. I am going to shoot back some messages. I'm gonna check in on my customers. I am going to see how my coaches are doing. I'm gonna create a new challenge group. Whatever it is you're trying to focus on, you need that list telling you what to do. The other thing that I do off that list, like I was telling you guys about, I give myself an hour for task number 1 or 30 minutes for task number 2. I'll set a timer. And so it's really hard when you're in the mood and you're in your groove and you've got, you know, momentum going with whatever you're working on to stop. But I have found that if you don't set limits for yourself, that you can spend way too long on one thing and the rest of the things will never get worked on. So let me give you an example. When I wake up in the morning, the first thing I do is personal development. I am religious, so a lot of the time that's Christian-based personal development, and sometimes it's a book about leadership or it's a book about procrastination and how to stay organized, whatever it is. I spend the morning getting my mindset right, and I allot myself 15 to 20 minutes for that. That could be different for everybody. Some people might allot an hour for personal development in the morning, but 15 to 20 minutes works for me. I set a timer. When that timer goes off, I move on to the next task. Otherwise, I could sit there and read half of a book and the rest of my day, I don't get anything accomplished. So after I start my personal development, I get my mind right, then I move into my inbox. And sometimes you really need to get your mind right before you move into your inbox because some of those messages can be a little bit something, right? So I take a little bit of time, get my head right, get into my inbox, and I give myself 1 hour to go through messages. So first I hit my email, then I move into my Facebook Messenger inbox and I work my way through as much as I can get done within an hour. Timer goes off. No matter where I'm at, I've got to walk away. I've got to walk away from it because I've got to move on to the next task. So the next thing on my list, and this is just kind of a glimpse into my little routine that I've got going for me. Yours is not going to look exactly like mine, but you need to find one that works for you, and that's what I think is balance. But after I get into my inbox, then it's time for me to work out because I'm one of those people, if I don't work out first thing in the morning, I almost just never get it done. I'll keep saying other things I'm gonna go to it, and then I don't get to it. So know yourself. Do you need to work out first thing in the morning before anything else? Do you prefer to work out before you go to bed? Whatever works for you, make sure you put that into your schedule so that it gets done. So I go to work out, yoga, whatever it is, finish that. Usually that's about 30 minutes. I rarely do a workout that's longer than 30 minutes. Get that done, and then I shower off, get changed, depending. And then I settle into the next phase of my day, which is usually around 12 o'clock, and I do intermittent fasting. So I break my fast every day at 12 o'clock, and I do that with my shake, with my Shakeology. So 12 o'clock usually is about that time that I'm finished my workout, got showered, all changed. 12 o'clock, break my fast. Get my shake, and then I move myself back into the office, and that's when I set and allot time to work on my challenge group. So for me as an online lifestyle coach, I work a lot with customers that are working to change their fitness lifestyle, their nutrition lifestyle, to grow an online business, lots of different situations, but I have various groups for all those different things, and I give myself an hour to check into all those groups, to see how my girls are doing, to check in on them, to make sure there's no questions that I can have answered, my team, to make sure my team doesn't need me, but I spend a good hour doing that. Again, timer goes off, I'm done. No matter how far along into it I've got, that's it. You really need to discipline yourself. You need to say to yourself, this is it. You know, I need to move on to the next task. And my day kind of goes along like that, where I have these things where I block off throughout the day and I tell myself this task is 30 minutes, this is an hour. I have a yoga mat business that I just recently started that's been so exciting, but obviously when you add something new to your plate, you need to restructure your day again. So right now I'm giving myself 1 hour a day to work on my yoga mat business. Wish it was more. Unfortunately, there's not enough time in the day, and I work an hour on that. So product development, working on new designs, working on adding things to my line, reaching out to customers, doing social media stuff. You gotta get the picture, right? So that's an hour. The next thing I work on is social media. So I have an Instagram I manage, I have a Facebook account I manage, and I have a business page on Facebook, and I manage all these accounts. So I spend an hour a day adding to my network, responding to comments, engaging with new people, following people, just interacting and growing my network. I give myself an hour for that. And then when that timer goes off, then I'm done. That's when I'm done for the day. So that's kind of like those need to do things that I always do. And usually around that time ran out, it's time to go pick up the kids from school, and I had to pick them up from school to bring them home. And it was a personal choice for me, and this will vary depending on you know, what your life looks like and what your situation is, how old are your kids. But for me, this is my time out with my kids. So no work when they come home from school. It's homework time, it's play time, it's make them a snack, hang out with them, engage with my children. And then we go into the routine of bath and dinner and get them ready for bed, read them a book, get them to sleep. And then I go back into work a little bit some more. I do some more emails, I check back in and make sure that nothing didn't go undone that needed to get done on that need to do list. And if I have extra time throughout any portion of that day, maybe I ran through my social media really quick, maybe my inbox wasn't as full that day, then I look at that want to do list and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do that today. I'm gonna work on that right now because I have an extra 30 minutes right here that I can do. But without that structure that I give myself, I honestly would probably be stuck on the floor watching Vampire Diaries because I wouldn't give myself the structure to tell myself what I need to do. And I think that's the thing that a lot of people, they kind of lose, and that's what gets them overwhelmed. So besides my little basic notes on my iPhone, I have a planner that I love, and I write all of my obligations in the planner, whether it's a new group that's starting up, whether it's a free group, whether it's a paid group, appointments that I have, phone calls that I have, scheduled meetings, all of these things go in my planner. So when you're writing out your need to do and want to do little list, reference planner for appointment, reference planner for time of video conference. And these two components work directly together, my planner and my iPhone notepad. But I think that you need some calendar situation, then you need a notepad, you need a little bit of diversity. Not everything's gonna go in the same place, at least for me. Now, as far as that's time management, how do I stay organized with all of the things that I do? And I'm, again, very much a write things down kind of person. If you haven't used the Google Drive, Google Sheets, Google Forms, Google Docs system yet, I highly recommend it. I use all of them, and here's why I really love it. When I started my business, I was using like Microsoft Office, like Word and Excel. But the problem with that was if I was on the go, if I was on my phone, if I was in the backyard playing with the kids and I need to pull something up, I couldn't. I'd have to be at my computer. The great thing about the Google Drive and the whole Google system is it's accessible from your phone and it's accessible from your computer. It all syncs together. So if I need to check on a list of maybe my current customers and I need to reference something, do I need to message this person? I have their email address right there. I have their name, I have all their information. I'm able to reference it and type an email quickly from my phone. I don't need to be tied to my computer. So I think finding a structure that works for you is really ideal. And I don't like to overcomplicate things. I know there's systems like Asana that you plug all your content in and you use this as like a data management kind of system. I'm very simple. I don't feel like we need to overcomplicate anything. Pen and paper works great. Your planner works great. Your iPhone notes, Google Docs, Google Sheets, whatever works for you. But whatever it is, you need to find a system that makes you feel like you're on top of things and you've got it written down. And really try to stick to that schedule too. Don't divert from it too much. Things will come up. Don't beat yourself up about it. Some days I have to just get the laundry done. And that means, okay, my regular power hour workout, system of jumping in my inbox and all that. Sometimes that's not gonna happen that day because you have other obligations. But again, was that on my need to do list? My laundry, cleaning the bathrooms, washing the floor, taking the dog to get groomed. These are all things that are on your need to do list. And so they kind of trump anything else. But without the structure, you'll flounder. So hopefully this was helpful. Like I said, it's gonna vary very much based on your life and what your lifestyle looks like. But the common theme, regardless if you're a stay-at-home mom, if you are a full-time worker, if you're a full-time student, we all need the structure of knowing what you expect of yourself daily and figuring out a way to share that, and figuring out a way to put that down on a visual place, whether it's a cork board, whether it's a whiteboard, whether it's a planner, whether it's just your iPhone and your notes. Having something that you can look at and see what you expect of yourself, it goes such a long way, guys, such a long way. So if you have any questions, if you want me to elaborate on anything, if you're interested in any of the different systems that I use, feel free to ask. I'll gladly help. Drop a message in the comments and I will get back to you for sure. But hopefully this was helpful and it gives you just a little bit more clarity on how to stay a little bit more organized.